Oh, big stretch. I feel like Elastigirl.
All right, we have 10, not even 10, 5 seconds of us doing stretches. Ready?
Yeah, I think it's important to stretch at the start of every podcast so you're limbered up, ready for the episode.
Yeah, okay.
And if you want to join us as a listener, it might be start of your Friday.
Yeah.
Stretch up for the
Let's
weekend.
stretch out.
Limber up. Get ready. You sound like a cartoon character. You sound like a sim stretching.
Is that how
Welcome back to Weekend Ready with Luke and Meg, getting you ready for that weekend.
Yes, we are.
How was our week? Our week was pretty busy, I'm not going to lie. Meg has been under the weather.
I'm still under the weather. I'm a medical mystery, though, because the doctors haven't figured it out.
Yeah.
I haven't figured that shit out yet, so I've taken it upon myself to fix myself.
That is vigilante medical practice, and I don't like that.
Well, apparently that's the only way that I'm going to get rid of this
You're
shit.
a vigilante for your own body.
Yeah, I have a plan. Don't worry. I've got a full medical plan that I'm going to give myself.
Yeah, but you're not like rich like Batman. You're just like, well, you know what you are? You know the start of the new Batman where there's like the poor Batman running around and getting beaten up at the train station, and then real Batman's like, stop, try to help. That's what it feels like. It's just you Googling your symptoms and then coming in. This is a real sentence that got said to me.
No, I know that I don't have anything serious now, at least.
By the way, it's shocking that I have to say that every week on the pod. This is a real thing that Meg said to me.
I think you've said that 3 weeks in a row.
I know. I'm sitting on the couch. Meg comes up to me and she goes, "Hey, are my eyeballs yellow?" And then looks up to the sky so I can see under her eyeball. And I go, "Yeah, they are yellow." And she goes, "Oh, thank God. That means I'm just anemic."
Yeah. Which I slightly am. I'm iron deficient.
No one's ever followed up with, "Yes, your eyeballs are yellow too." Oh, phew.
Well, yeah, because it means that there's nothing serious and they can fix it.
That's cause for concern.
Yeah.
I don't have yellow eyeballs, and neither does Reese.
You kind of do, actually.
Okay, well, yeah, that's concerning, isn't it?
Yeah.
Let's see how I'm not celebrating it.
Yeah, because you have nothing wrong with you, you know? At least I don't have leukemia or some shit. Yay.
You don't have... Stop Googling your symptoms. Obviously.
No, I'm saying that from the blood test that I had done, it shows that I don't have leukemia.
That's good.
From the doctor's test, not the Google.
Yeah, but no one thought you did.
No, they did. They literally told me, oh, these are the things that you might have. So yes, also with HIV, and you got accused again of cheating by my doctor.
That's not my fault.
The second time that this has happened.
Hey,
I went
see a better doctor.
Oh, I know. I went to the shit one. I had to go
How
to the
is this
shit
back
one.
on me? You got accused of cheating. Yeah, by a fucking stranger I've never met.
It's so weird. I don't know why they keep doing it as well.
Do you know how many people would come in and go, "Oh, I don't have an STD. I'm in a committed relationship." Do you know how often that would happen?
Yeah, that would happen a lot.
So
yeah, that's so fair.
They're doing their job by testing anyway, because that would be probably a common occurrence.
Yeah. Well, look, I don't have HIV, syphilis, gonorrhea, all of the other fucking ones that they have.
Well done, Meg.
Yay. Well, no, it's actually a well done, Luke.
Thank you. Well done, Luke.
Not sleeping around. Good job, Luke. You get
Thank
a round
you.
of applause for that.
Reese, that means you don't have syphilis. So, phew.
And then Reese is like, I have syphilis. And you're like, oh no. Yes, but before I had the blood test done, and look, they actually still haven't tested for this stuff. I was like, oh, I probably just have deficiencies in either iron, vitamin C, or vitamin K. To which Luke replies, that's not real. And I was like, what's not real? And you're like, vitamin K isn't a thing. You're just listing off shit.
Yeah.
And I was like, have you never heard it? Did you not know that vitamin K was a thing?
It feels like it's in the same realm as like unicorns and the North Pole. I mean, the North Pole is a real place. You know what I mean? Vitamin K just feels like...
It's literally a real place.
Yeah, whatever. You know what I mean?
You listed a real place.
That was a bad example. You know what I mean? It feels like a mythical vitamin. It feels like if they were to make up a vitamin, of course they call it vitamin K. Because I thought the vitamins just went up to like F max. Because I've heard of vitamin E.
Yeah.
And then I just thought they must just go to F. Like most things go to F, like school grades, the NATO-phonetic alphabet. Well, my knowledge of it. I know that goes to Z, but I just don't know past Foxtrot.
Yeah, right.
I don't know, Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, Delta, Foxtrot. Does anyone remember afterwards? Because Call of Duty levels stop at that, and that's the only thing I know up to.
Yeah, right.
Golf?
Golf?
I think golf's G. And I know Foxtrot Uniform Charlie Kilo because the song by Bloodhound Gang
Yeah, right.
about rooting.
Yep. It's good where you're getting your information from.
And L's Lima. Okay, I know a bit of it. I think Z's Zulu. Yeah, dude, I know heaps about this alphabet. But I don't
Nothing
know.
about vitamin K.
What is vitamin K?
It's just like I think it helps to build like proteins. So a lot of the time you only see like vitamin K deficiencies in newborns. That's the only time that I've heard of vitamin K, to be fair, because they don't eat solid food. So you get it from like green foods and stuff.
I said this a few weeks ago. I'm not mates with babies. I don't know this.
Yeah, you don't. You're right.
I don't have any friends that have won.
That's crazy, man. I've got heaps.
Well, you sound like you do. You know all this shit about babies
No,
all the time.
it's because I have a niece and a nephew, and I was there for their entire like lead up to birth and shit.
I only know the vitamins that are in the supplements aisle, like at the chemist. Like I know vitamin C, that's the main one.
That's because you have
Vitamin
I make you
D
take
is-
vitamin C.
Yeah, vitamin D is sun.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you get it from the sun. That's what I heard.
Yeah.
Vitamin B is like in stuff, like food, for sure. Vitamin A, not many people talk about, but it feels like the main vitamin because it's the first one they listed.
What is vitamin A?
I don't know. Is it even a vitamin? There must be. Vitamin A is probably just like oxygen. It's like, yeah, get it in you. You need it.
You got to have it to survive.
So where does it stop? Like, how,
vision and the immune system.
yeah, but like that's what it helps. But what is it?
It's a vitamin.
Honestly, yeah. To be honest, if you actually really think about it for too long, I don't fully understand what a vitamin is, other than like some kind of
Nutrient for your body.
chemical that goes around your body and helps you out a bit.
A bit.
It's like your friendly neighbor vitamin.
Your vitamins are, think of it like the vitamins are like the oil of the control system. You know, if you don't have your vitamins, then the body can't the little workers can't work, you know, like the proteins and stuff. You can't build proteins and you can't build, yeah.
You know what I think about sometimes?
Trying to put it in dum-dum mode, but it's really difficult.
I'm about to blow your mind with Dum Dum. You know what I honestly think about sometimes, and I've never really voiced this.
Oh my God.
And I probably...
You've never voiced it? That
No.
means it's fucking weird, dude. The shit that you voice. Are we forgetting about fucking pigeon cum?
What was that one?
What do you mean, what was that one?
What about...
Like that you voiced to the pigeon of the homing pigeons and you're like, oh yes, pigeon cum.
Oh, yeah.
That it's...
Yeah, okay. But this one, okay. So
Sorry.
this
go.
is the thing I genuinely think about a lot as a 27-year-old when I eat. Like, you know how the old classic thing is when you don't really want to eat, you know, healthy food because it doesn't taste as nice. But you're like, oh, I'll eat it for because it's good for me.
Yeah.
In my head, whenever I eat something healthy that I just don't really like, but I know it's good for me, I do the quote from Surf's Up where I go, tank needs fuel. And I always do it in my head. Like, I reckon I do it like once a day.
So you're like, I don't want to eat this broccoli, but tank needs fuel.
Literally did it last night when I was like, oh, are we going to have veggies with the schnitzel? And you were like, yeah. And I walked away and I was like, tank needs fuel.
You're a child. My dad used to do that when I was 5 with Popeye. Yeah, so like he'd be like, Popeye the Sailor Man. And I'd be like, I got to eat my greens. I got to eat my spinach.
Yeah.
That's what I did 15 years ago.
Yeah, but I do the cool penguin version. Tank needs fuel. If you don't know, Tank Evans is the villain. He's the antagonist in the hit surfing film Surf's Up.
God, it's so niche as well because a majority of the listeners probably haven't seen Surf's Up. So they're just listening to you going, Tank needs fuel.
Yeah, but
zero context.
For those who do get the reference, they'll be like, they'll start doing it now. Whenever like they see a piece of fruit and they go to eat it, they'll be like, Tank needs fuel.
It is pretty funny.
It's fun to do.
It is a fun thing to do.
And it just like, it makes it fun. It makes the broccoli fun.
The process of eating broccoli fun. I want to get your opinion on this. So the way that I've always eaten like the food on my plate, right, is you start with all the bad shit first, like the broccoli or like the, the veggies and stuff. You start with that stuff first so that the meat or or like whatever is like left, and then you go like to the best, what's best on the plate so you can finish with a treat. Do you do that? Because your dad does the same thing as what I do, but your mum is like, no, I got to mix it up. So she's like, I'll have the bad stuff, then some of the good stuff, then some of the bad stuff, then some of the good stuff, so that you're kind of constantly.
That's crazy that you know that about my parents. I never.
We've had a very in-depth. I think we had about a half an hour talk on this.
I've never noticed that at all.
Yeah, and your dad almost gave me the equivalent of like a pat on the back, like good job, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a child, so I go good bit first.
You go good bit first.
Yeah, shit stuff
Finish
later.
with the shit stuff.
No,
that sucks.
But sometimes I don't even really think about it. I just kind of go whatever. Sometimes I only eat the good bit. Like when we get a Parma out, sometimes I'll just don't even eat the salad.
Yeah, that's okay. But at home, you're like, okay, I have to.
But then
eat
sometimes
all
I
my
do.
greens.
Tank needs fuel. And I eat the tomato because I like the good bits of the salad. Depends what the salad is. I need a good dressing on a pub salad.
Yeah.
Otherwise, if it's just nothing pisses me off more than slaw. I've already voiced this in the past.
Yeah, we can't do
Slaw is not a salad. Fix it, New South Wales. I'm sick of it.
Disgusting.
It makes touring there an absolute travesty. Like
I don't have when we tour there, I don't eat salad for weeks on
I don't
end.
think they know what lettuce is or tomato.
I think they do. I think they just can't be fucked to.
It's lazy, man.
It's lazy.
It's wet cabbage. That's what slaw is.
Cabbage fucking sucks as well. There's no fucking taste to it.
Yeah.
Unless you like steam it and put some butter and make it.
Yeah. So it pisses me off when they put slop on the plate next to the chicken. But yeah, I don't really have an order. I don't know if it feels like you're overthinking your mealtime.
Dude, you're a psychopath. I'm not overthinking it. I have a clear system in place that I've had since I was 5 years old.
But sometimes it's better to just eat the good thing that you're excited for while it's hot.
No, oh my God.
Is that not a good
You're
strategy?
a psychopath.
What do you do, Reese?
I don't really have a system.
Yeah, I just kind of eat.
It depends on what it is.
I agree. It's like sometimes I don't really have a good and bad thing. Like I don't mind vegetables. Brussels sprouts are mid, but sometimes you do just chow them down like halfway through the meal to just get it out the way.
So Reese, if there's something amazing on your plate, right? Like really fucking good.
Yeah.
It's awesome. And then you've just got like your broccoli. Then you got like the veggies that you're like, mid. What do you go for first?
I would probably eat the good thing first.
Oh my
While it's
God.
hot.
I don't know if I can do a podcast with you guys. That
While
is
it's hot.
psychotic. That is literally psychotic.
But
How can you not finish with the good, like the treat? Like you get all the bad shit out the way so that you can actually enjoy the good stuff.
I'm so weird that I really like potato and carrot. So I view that as often like a
same.
good part of the meal.
Yeah, that's actually one of the best parts of the meal. I'll often leave that to last.
So how many like bad things are on your plate? Like
broccoli.
broccoli's fine. It takes 2 seconds.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna eat it at the end. I'm gonna eat it at the start to get it out the way and then eat the good stuff.
I leave, you know what, I probably leave a third of the good bit till the end. But I crack into the good stuff early, and then it's usually that actually. I treat it like a sandwich. I put the shit stuff in the middle, and I tail either end of the meal with a good bit. I start
off with the
and
good.
end with a good bit. And I guess the middle section is when you're getting through the tank needs fuel.
I can get around that. I can get around that.
But I guess I'm not really thinking about it. I'll have to let you know what I do during the week. I'll think about it
You
when
have
I
to
eat.
think about it.
Okay.
You got to think about it.
We need to spin the wheel.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then can I tell you how I'm going to cure myself?
Cure?
Yeah, I'm going to cure myself.
Okay. I thought you said kill yourself. No. Sorry. I was like, no.
I said it so confidently as well. So that must have been really confusing. Cure.
Yep.
Cure, not kill. Cure.
Cure.
Yeah. Opposite. Wait.
You have a special touch. I think we've got it right 3 weeks in a row. Not got it right. We've gone, we want turn up or we want one down. And we've got what we've wished for 3 weeks in a row now.
Yeah.
Last week was a one down. We needed it.
We did need it.
Shows were great. Did not have a big weekend at all.
No.
We were just doing shows all weekend.
Yeah. We were
Friday,
doing
Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah, and back-to-back shows as well. So it's pretty intense. What are you hoping for, Luke?
I got the biggest show of the tour tonight, Friday night for you guys. Tomorrow night for us. But it's in Geelong. So I guess to turn up.
Turn up.
And then Terrelgan's also like one of the biggest nights of the tour. Two massive shows, almost sold out.
Alrighty, I'm gonna spin the wheel now.
I could go either, but I
I
can't.
could definitely go a wind down.
You need a wind
I
down.
think I need a wind down. But you know, with my cure, I might be cured. So
Why do you keep saying it like that? Cure.
I don't know. A cure.
Cure.
Cure. How else do you say it actually? Because there's no other way to say cure.
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 You're saying cure.
Cure.
Like
Cure.
like Dior, like the fashion brand.
It's a cure.
Cure.
No, it's not it's a
Am I saying it wrong?
I say cure.
It's a cure.
it's a cure.
Cure.
It's a cure.
You're saying cure.
Yeah, it's a cure. You're getting the cure to something.
I don't think that's how you say that word. But it sounds rich coming from me to correct someone on how they speak.
I know that you can say it like cure. No, you can't. I don't fucking agree. I think it's cure.
Oh, I swear to God, I'm going to Google it and get the little thing to say it. If it
No, 'cause
says
it's-
cure, I'm going to be so angry.
No, but that's going to be American. So it's going to be like cure.
Cure.
Yeah, that's American. You're
That's not
like,
a good pronunciation.
No.
I just say cure because of the band, The Cure.
The Cure, yeah, the band.
right. You're exclusive. I don't know, man.
But that's
I've
how
always said
people talk
cure.
about the band. They go, oh, yeah, I love that band, The Cure. And that's the same word.
Yeah, it is the same
But
word.
it's not, no one goes, I love the band, The Cure.
I don't say it like cure.
You're pretty much saying
I'm
it.
pretty much saying it like
Cure.
that. It's cure.
You're on the way to saying quinoa.
Quinoa.
How do you say that word?
Quinoa.
Wait, did I say that properly?
Yeah, you did.
That's not a word I use often.
There's a,
That's like a tank.
all right, fuck. We need to really
Is quinoa like a salad?
keep going.
That's
I'm
a
gonna
tank
spin the
needs
wheel.
fuel food. All right, we're
That was
spinning.
aggressive. That was really aggressive. That's probably the
Top
most
10
aggressive one I've done.
Top 10 longest spins today.
Oh, it's on the turn up.
That's a turn up.
That is a turn up. That was very close. We've got a situation where it is kind of spinning back though.
We almost had to call for the third umpire then,
Yeah.
which is Reese, who has a better view of
Way
it than
better
me.
view. Yeah, that's definitely a turn up.
We're
All right.
turning up this weekend. Sorry, Meg.
Yeah.
Now she's not going to be cured.
I fucking hate you.
So aggressive. Jesus Christ. So how are you going to be cured?
God, I'm curing my cure. It's cure. I'm curing myself. I'm curing myself by just eating all the food in the world and hoping that one of them fixes me.
The old supersize me doco. play.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. I'm going to eat all of the greens, any green food that I see. I'm going to have juice. I'm going to have green juice and that's it.
Meg
I'm gonna have
needs
a lot of
fuel.
green. Meg needs fuel.
Yeah, that's good. I think that's a good decision. You should definitely be trying to eat healthy. You have just been like it's just such a weird sickness. Like usually with Meg stuff, there's like, you know, it usually goes back to one of these pre-existing issues.
Yeah,
like
it's like usually my heart or
the heart condition or something to do with like hormones. I don't want to get too,
Yeah.
personal about
There's
your
usually
medical
something.
stuff, but there's usually like we can both identify something. This one, there's been random spots on Meg's body.
I've got spots everywhere. I got bruises fucking galore. My knee is completely bruised and I don't know why. But my iron levels are just on the low side. So it's not like they're not enough to cause the spots all over my body.
Need fuel, man.
And I'm extremely fatigued. So Meg needs fuel, which that is the diagnosis that I'm giving myself now
Yeah.
because the doctors won't figure that shit out. So
I've been trying to become more healthy. I've been running.
you have been running.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Been trying to turn my life around.
In the form of just running 5Ks.
Yeah, that's
and still eating like shit, just running 5Ks.
yeah, but I supplement the shit
Yeah.
with just moving my body
5
for once.
kilometers. Yeah.
Each time.
Each
No,
time.
6 kilometers actually.
Sorry.
Thank you.
My bad.
5 kilometers is for cowards.
Mm.
I do the extra kilometer, really get the heart pumping. No, I've been trying to get back into it because I haven't, run properly this year. I've had like a bad run. I was really fit right before my comedy special in January when we were
Yeah.
away, and then I had the eye surgery. Then I couldn't sweat for a month
Oh yeah, that was weird.
because
you
like
couldn't
my eyes would get
the-
infected or something.
Yeah, it was the eyes, but it was also the hole.
Yeah, and then and then we went
And-
to the UK,
Oh yeah.
so I didn't run there because it was cold.
It's
And I'm-
cold. You
come
don't
on.
know the area as well.
Sure. It was cold.
It was
That was
just
the
cold.
main
You were
reason.
cold,
it was
right.
-1 degrees and raining, and I was like, nah. And then I came home and had the cyst and had the hole in my head. Couldn't run for 6 weeks after that. So and then we started touring. We were away for a month. So I've kind of
Excuses.
yeah, it is
I'm just
excuses.
hearing excuse after excuse after excuse, I'm out there slinging t-shirts, getting fucking ripped, jacked, apparently also anemic, just pumping iron constantly. It's not iron, it's actually cotton, but
I do
you know.
2,500 steps to 3,000 steps per show.
yeah, the guys thought that was cap and I was like, no, it's not. I know it's not. I was like, it's definitely not. And they're like, yeah, it's because he's moving his arms all the time. Like he's just moving his arms. And I'm like, take out the arms. Like he literally does. You see him walk the stage that many times.
I just don't really
You don't
stop
stop.
moving. Poor Reese has to sit there with
Track
the camera
it.
and track me every night. He's the first one to know that I do just don't stop moving.
In your dreams, are you just like track? Do you like track in your dreams? You're like,
Just
keep him
follow.
center, keep him center.
I don't know. Because I put you're right. Maybe I don't, but my watch says I do. Like I did it the other night because Joseph didn't believe me. I walked on stage. It was on like 6,000 steps, and I came off, looked at my watch. It was on like 8,600. So I did like 2,600 steps during a show.
Yeah.
And it wasn't particularly an active show, but I think I just do so many act out bits. Plus, when I'm just setting up a joke, I find I'm often just wondering because I'm doing these massive stages now, and I feel like if I just stand there, the people who buy tickets in that corner are like, "Oh, are you only performing to the people in the front?" In my head, I'm only performing to the people directly in front of me, so I have to turn my gaze, and I don't know, walk back to the stool a lot.
Dude, you pace that stage like no other. When I watch you, it sometimes gives me a bit of motion sickness. But it's also, you got to remember, it's like with these massive theaters, you've got sometimes 2-3 levels on top of the first level. So you have to be super big and like big with your movements and stuff.
But think about it. If you went for a walk for an hour, you'd do way more than 2,000 steps.
Yeah.
So like I'm not even walking for the whole hour.
Nah.
That's why I don't think it's that unbelievable.
It's not unbelievable at all.
So I've been trying to run. Dude, the little things that just keep you going. It's awful when you start back at fitness. There's just no worse feeling than trying to get back into it, especially because I've grown up my whole life being quite athletic and fit.
Might I add, you being unfit, like you will not run for 3 months and then you'll go out and you'll get like maybe bloody 10 seconds off your usual time. And you'll be like, oh God, I'm a bit unfit
That
today.
is-
And you're like, I'm running 4-minute Ks.
Not true.
Maybe 6-minute Ks, which is still fucking
Okay,
insane. Given that,
that's walking.
huh? fuck you, dude. I will, when I run, it's like 8-9 minute Ks
No, it's not because I've run
It
with you
is.
and you've run faster than that.
for like a kilometer.
Anyway,
I'm terrible. I'm bad at running.
everyone can run at their own speed. I just meant in my head, because I grew up running and stuff, there's a standard in which I'm still at physically him up here, and then my body starts moving, and I'm like, I'm 27 and eat KFC 3 times a week.
Yeah.
We're not that anymore.
But you still run at that level.
No, I don't. I ran I did 6K at 4:38 pace, which is
You're breaking my brain, my guy. That is anyone listening to this podcast right now, especially who is like running or has been trying to like run for ages and, you know, they might be on the slower side, will tell you
but it's all
the
relative.
same thing. Like that's crazy.
It's relative to like your body type, your history of exercise. I grew up running my entire life.
yeah.
So obviously I have a bit of a base fitness advantage.
I don't know, man. I think you've also, your body is just, yeah, you're right. You're built different. Like you can just withstand so much more.
But it's also just like when you're running and you're in pain and your body's like, we should stop. I'm just like,
No.
oh, I had to like entertain drunk people in Mildura on the weekend. This isn't even top 3 hardest things I've done this week. Like, it's just not, you're relative to other stuff. You're like, it's just
Right.
not even, like I was running in the rain the other day and my hands were freezing, couldn't feel them. And I was like, yeah, but like I've done worse shit than this before.
Right. I get it now. Of course.
But no,
You've
but
linked it to Traralgon. I'm just going to go and run 10 kilometers and I'll be like, it's nowhere near as bad as that crowd.
No, to give you some kind of perspective though, it's like the week for my special in the Gold Coast, flat, mind you, like
Yeah.
along the beach and the trail, I did 10 kilometers at 4:10 pace. So I don't think I could even run 10 kilometers at the moment, let alone at that pace.
Right.
But like back in the day when I was actually a runner, like it was, looking back on it now, I would just thought that was normal because all my friends were like national athletes and
Yeah.
I wasn't even as good as them. So in my head, it was just like, no, I did once time, Dean and I in Dramana, which is also flat. We did 13K at 3:45 pace. And I look back on that now and I'm like, oh, I could never, like will never ever get back to that level of fitness. But that was probably in like year 12.
You for sure could. If you put yourself through rigorous training, you could be very, very good.
I have no desire.
No, I know.
to
You
do
don't have
that
any
again.
desire, but I'm just saying you could. Also, you could easily do that 10K because if you just tack on those like kilometers to like a 6 minute, which is basically, you like just trotting along, you could absolutely, you could do like a marathon
I could
right
do.
now.
No, I don't think I could do a marathon. That would be bad.
I reckon
for
you
me.
could like, no, it would be bad, but I reckon you could plot yourself along.
Yeah,
For
of course.
sure.
But like I'd have to walk some of it.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay. I feel like a lot of people could do that if they actually tried.
absolutely not. I think
It would
my
just
legs
take them
break.
like 8 hours. You could like, dude, Reese doesn't run much. You could do a marathon over like
walk it.
12
Yeah, I
hours if
guess
you
so.
wanted to. It'd just be a waste of fucking time.
Yeah.
And it would be bad for you.
Yeah.
Oh, no training.
But I reckon
Anyone could do it.
No, I reckon I'm saying like you
It's not
could
a-
do a marathon and not come last. Like you could definitely be mid pack.
Yeah. No
You would be mid
But
pack.
that's because like 90-year-old, you always say that like on the news. It's like 98-year-old Gladys has just finished the New York Marathon, and it's just some old lady just walking through and like, and the organizers of the marathon are like packing up behind her.
I used to treat this guy who was 76 years old. I was like preparing him to do an ultra marathon in like Africa.
I would love to be one of those like fitness old dudes.
Yeah.
Those guys, I see him run around the park and I always think that's so sick.
That'll absolutely be you.
Because my dad still runs and stuff, but he's had a lot of injuries. You know why? Because running's Baview, especially when he did it back in the day, all those fun runs. He used to do like
On the
the
concrete.
Puffing Billy and all that stuff every
Oh,
year.
Puffing Billy, I worked that one year. The amount of ankle rolls that came in, I did so much strapping.
That was great. He used to beat the train. So there's
That's
this
crazy.
the run, if you don't know, it's in Victoria in a place called Belgrave.
Yeah.
And there's a steam train that's like quite a historic train line once a year.
Called Puffin Billy.
The Puffing Billy, yeah, it's not just like a bong, by the way, like that just goes.
I'm sure there is somewhere in Australia a bong named Puffing Billy.
Sure.
But
But you race the train, and usually only about 5% of the people like can beat the train. Either they put the train at a time where you have to run like sub 4-minute Ks almost for like the whole time to beat the
Yes.
train. So it's a pretty quick run. But yeah, because back in those days you just run on concrete all the time. Because like if there wasn't really too much knowledge about like don't do that, it'll destroy your knees forever.
yeah. Puffing Billy was like different as well because it was on like dirt gravel road.
stuff,
Yeah, and it would be like on a massive downhill. So people on the downhill would just eat shit.
Yeah. So Dad's had like 2 knee reconstructions, so I don't want to do that. So I always make a conscious effort. I've already had 1 knee operation when I was in like high school, so I make a conscious point now to run next to the path, but then I always run the risk of rolling the ankle, which does happen.
Or stepping in
Sometimes.
dog poo.
Yeah, that's actually more of a risk.
Yeah, especially in this area.
I dodged a bit the other day.
They're chunky ones as well.
Yeah, but you know what was really good? It was really like cold, and I was saying this on BLT. I'd never heard of it before. I ran. I checked the weather, and there was a sheep grazier warning.
What's that mean?
I googled
Is there
it.
is there like sheep that get? Is it like a tornado that just comes in the sheep?
It's not like
tornado?
Sharknado.
It's not like Sharknado, but with
Yeah,
sheep.
I've seen that recently. I've never like seen it before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just it was so cold and ice chilly wind that it was like if you're a farmer, your sheep might die today.
Oh, like they
So
might freeze.
Yeah.
Oh,
And it was pretty cold because I couldn't feel my hands. And then
like a sheep.
I was the only one out there. And what really kept me going halfway through, there was someone from the council trying to mow the lawns, but I could tell his mower wasn't working because it was like wet grass.
Oh.
And he was in his tractor and he made eye contact and he just gave one of these ones, just little 2-finger salute, just like that.
Good luck, man.
And I really felt like he was rooting for me.
Oh,
and
you guys made a connection. That's so
we
cute.
made eye contact, a
Yeah.
connection, and then that kept me going for another 2.5 kilometers.
Yeah, that's so good.
100%. And I saw him on the way back, and he's
Oh, that's so sweet. And had he got through the grass?
yeah. So we both
Yeah.
achieved what we wanted to.
Let's go. Yeah, both had a big day.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm so happy that you made a friend.
But the reason why I'm saying it publicly is to hold myself to it, and that's why I put it on my Instagram story.
Look, we've been down this road before. We literally came up with an entire merch line under this.
Yeah, but it works for me.
Well, okay. So are we
I'm just gonna
you're
try
just
and
holding yourself accountable?
get back to the 10K thing. Get back to my fitness in summer by this summer.
You're gonna get a fitness a summer bod. Why did I sound like Porky Pig then? Actually, a summer bod.
Yeah. That's all, folks.
That's all, folks.
Yeah, so I'm putting it out there in the universe to hold myself accountable
All right, Luke. Well,
because it's good to feel good.
it is good to feel good. I certainly fucking don't right now, but you know, my plan is gonna work.
You need more vitamin K.
Or C, or one of the other ones.
Any of A to Z
A-
vitamins.
A to Z, need all the vitamins.
You need to like go to the chemist and just get your arm along the supplements aisle and just scrape them all into a trolley. It'll cost you $4,000 because they're very expensive.
But I'll be able to,
You mightn't die.
I might not die.
You'll be cured.
I'll be cured.
Cured.
Cured. How do you say it? Cured.
Cured.
Cured. Cured.
How do I say it? Also, how does everyone else on the planet say it? Cured.
How do they
God,
not
I
say
hope
cured?
I'm right.
It's a cure.
I've been way too much of a jerk about this to be wrong now.
I
think
know
I'm
that
right.
I know that you can say it like how you say it, right? Cure. Is that how you
That is
say
it.
it? I know that you can say it like that. I'm just saying the way that I say it is cured. Now the question that we're asking here is, am I saying it in a way that other people say
I
it?
mean, you can say anything anyway. You could say the word fish.
Maybe it's like an
You
Adelaide
wouldn't.
thing that I picked up and just never, because like I used to say things like advance
Yeah, but
and
that's
dance.
That's
and
the only Adelaide thing. Is dance and advance.
the two.
Those are the two.
They sound a little bit more posh. Maybe cured is.
God.
I'm not cured. It's cure. Like or.
You're still wrong. Anyway,
God, I fucking hope I'm not wrong here.
last week, we got to go back to this. We discussed what was the most overplayed song of all time. Whether it's like mainly to you personally, like in your life, what song have you encountered the most? We're not
Yes.
talking what is your favorite song.
Yes.
We're like, what's a song that you either bump yourself a lot and also can't escape out in the world?
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, the most popular submission by far, like I would say that the most ones that the most times any song was submitted was this one song was a standout. And what do you think it was? Because you saw the submissions. Huh?
Low.
No.
Oh.
It was Dance Monkey by Tones and
Oh
I.
yeah, Dance Monkey.
I think what the thing is with that one is it's somewhat recent song. It's not like Queen or whatever from the 80s. Like
Yeah.
I said Bohemian Rhapsody last week.
I thought it was Bohemian Rhapsody.
But Dance Monkey is one of those songs where look,
Every time it played, I wanted to shoot my brains out, but that's only because the amount of times it was played was like they would literally just play that shit on repeat.
it was in your face.
It was so in your face.
Like I've got the emote on Fortnite, so I hear it a lot more. Now whenever I get a kill, I kill some 9-year-old. Dance monkey, dance monkey, dance monkey.
Hate it.
Oh, you've never seen anybody do that thing.
I feel like songs aren't supposed to like that song when she made that, she wasn't like, I want to make people feel rage when they hear this. But for some reason, when I do feel it, I hear it. Oh my God, I want to punch a wall.
I really like Tones and I.
I
You don't have to state your
Yeah.
opinion. I think she's great, right?
good.
I really like Never Seen the Rain. I love multiple songs. That one I will admit, 100% overplayed, and again, not her fault. Largely the fault of I feel like it was used on a lot of ads.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
just
yeah.
the radio was
the
flogging
radio
it.
was flogging it. I think that's why.
And
Because the radio was just.
And it's one of those artists as well where at some point, some artists just feel like, I don't think she has an industry plant. I wouldn't go that far because she definitely was popular and very talented. But at some point, you're like, okay, this is kind of been shoved down my throat a bit.
Yeah.
Yes.
She did the grand final as well, didn't she?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but then copped probably a lot of. I mean, everyone who does those like performances cops so much shit.
Yeah.
G Flip copped it. Nolsey copped one recently. He did some NRL thing, just copped some shit. I feel like you can't win in the middle of a stadium at halftime in a sports game.
Nah.
Who would have thought that rugby fans is the worst fucking audience in the world? What a shock.
That is such a shock, Luke. That is.
Who would have
such a
thought that
shock.
dudes drinking like 19 mid-strength beers aren't that
4X
happy to see
beers.
the art?
Yeah. I would have thought. Yes, but I put it on our story to then create a playlist, and I figured, what the hell? I'm gonna put this playlist as public and get people to add. Now, you were very against it. You're like, that's a dumb decision, but my logic behind it was like, we go through it, and I go, if I've never heard the song, name and shame, like. Come on,
You
man.
can't
How did you think that anyone else would know this song?
Can you see who's added it? So you can't name it.
why?
Shame people. Can you see who's added it? I don't think
Yeah,
you
you
can.
can.
Oh, you can?
Well, they've got the the profiles
Oh,
next
okay,
to it.
cool. So the other one, is it in there? Better be in there, was Happy by Pharrell Williams.
Oh yeah,
That was overplayed.
That was overplayed.
But also, God, it's a slammer. There was a reason why it was played. Now I'm over it. But
I'm
at the
over
time, I was
it.
like, this is a slammer-any.
Yeah, when I heard it the first 100 times, I was like, okay, this is good. And then the next 10 billion times that I heard it, I was like, all right.
Have we got Mr. Brightside, All the Small Things, and Bohemian in there?
Yeah.
Another one that was suggested a lot, Uptown Funk.
Yeah.
Very overplayed.
Very overplayed. Yeah. By the way, the low song is like the should have got low, low, look.
This one was suggested.
Jeans, boots with the fur.
The whole club was looking at her.
Hey,
She hit the floor. Next thing you know.
Should have got low, low, low. Yes.
We know it.
Go on. Well, just in case people didn't know it, you know,
Sometimes you just got to ride the flow.
we got to give them a bit of a treat. We got to give the people what they want to hear.
That's Flow Rider's mantra, I guess.
Yeah.
This one was suggested a lot. I'm just going to be completely candid by our male audience. The Pornhub intro
Yep.
felt
Which
overplayed. I'm not sure if it's on Spotify.
I couldn't find it on Spotify, but you know what? I was listening to the playlist the other day. It is. Someone has added it.
The Pornhub intro.
Yeah.
What's it on the Spotify?
Pornhub.
Really?
Yeah,
it's
like
the
that-
track's there.
Yeah.
The drums.
The artist is Pornhub.
I'm not gonna lie. I also the Wii soundtrack came up, and I listened to the entire thing in the car because I was like,
Our male audience just got bricked up. Sorry, I don't want to discriminate. Our entire audience.
yeah, how dare you?
Yeah. Sorry, guys. Admit they jerk off.
Exactly.
It's my bad.
We're a little bit more tasteful.
Hang on.
Okay.
It just sounds like the GTA music, kind of.
Yeah.
Like you're about to go do a mission where you like rob a servo. A lot of Taylor Swift on here.
So much Taylor Swift.
I agree with Shake It Off.
Yeah.
That I remember at the time especially was like, what is this?
That song.
Tyler suggesting Vincent's Ear by his own band Blankface. I agree. Overplayed. Get rid of it.
Just on our tour.
Go stream it. I don't know. Here's the thing. Some of these I've never heard of.
What's the On Hold the Centrelink
A
song?
lot of people.
That's
Or like the hold music.
the whole music from Centrelink.
That really says a lot about our audience.
I think that's so funny.
Like 10 people were like, I'm so sick of hearing the Centrelink hold music. It says a lot about the demographic that listens to our pod.
Same as the From Little Things, Big Things Grow. From little things, big things grow.
Is that on the insurance ad?
Yes.
But why are so many people watching free-to-air TV? A lot of people suggested this. They're like, I'm sick of hearing the Telstra ad music or whatever. I'm just like, I don't consume. There will be days at a time where I don't consume traditional advertising. Like other than billboards when I'm walking out in the street.
I used to consume way more though from radio. Because like when in the car on the way to school, that's all you'd hear.
Yeah, but nowadays, like,
No, nowadays it's
pay for most of our content, like in the sense of streaming.
yeah. Well, it now pops up on like TikTok but you don't.
That's true.
You
get
don't ever
advertised on
see.
TikTok.
That's the thing. You don't ever see like from little things big. Like you don't get those ads anymore. It's usually just like, do you want to make your boobs look bigger? Then get these chicken fillets. You know.
I've literally never been advertised that.
Really? Never.
Oh, I wonder why.
Crazy.
I wonder what demographic they're targeting.
Oh, I think they could benefit your little A cup titties.
That's
true.
I could use some chicken
You
fillets.
could get some chicken
I get the
fillets.
opposite. I get the bro gym ads like, hey bro, you've been trying to put on weight. Do you get those
Really?
ones, Reese?
On like YouTube and that.
Yeah. You just like get these big, massive dudes who are like, I'm looking at you, pussy.
Hey, big boy.
Yeah. Come on. You want to look like me? And you're like, no.
I don't want to look like you know, sir.
I'm trying to work on my cardio stuff. The other big one was Can't Stop the Feeling. Can't stop the feeling. The Troll song.
Yeah.
Just dance, dance.
Which is valid also in the younger generations. Because like my niece and nephew flogged that shit in the car.
Yeah, the song has to be that level of old, I think, in order to qualify. Because a lot of people are suggesting the new song Flowers by Miley Cyrus. But if you don't have the brain capacity to think back further than 6 months ago,
Yeah.
that song had never existed.
No, it didn't.
So it's not the most overplayed song of all time. Some people just go, no, I'm sick of hearing this song today.
Yes.
We're not talking like what's been flogged in the A-list rotation right now, because that is how radio works, I found out when I worked there. There's
What?
an A-list rotation and a B-list rotation, and then I think there's like a C-list. So
So
A-list
they
songs...
just have to like keep putting that A-list on
A-list songs will
rotation.
play once every 2 hours, which is why you hear the same song.
Oh,
Heaps.
because there's only like what? How many is in the A-list?
So
What do
like
they
there might be
classify?
like
10?
six or eight songs that like you get your Ed Sheerans, your whatever the big 6 songs are that you always hear all the time, right, on FM radio. Then you hear like the B list is often a lot of Australian music, just that random stuff like the throwbacks, and then the C list. You know when the radio jocks kind of like, oh, this one's coming out. Yeah, we haven't played this in a while. It's a bit of a throwback. Going to be Hey Ya by Outkast. Guys, enjoy. You're like,
Oh,
you
that's
don't.
like
you,
C.
yeah, it's like you don't hear that often, but I guess they do still play it
Yeah.
sometimes. But because there's quotas as well that they have to meet, which is like they have to play 75% Australian music. The ARIA, there's
so
laws
that's
around
why
it.
Dance Monkey was like beloved.
And that's why we get a lot of Amy Shark and a lot of these Australian artists are. People get sick of it because it is being forced at you. Because our show on the Sunday, we used to be on Sunday nights on radio. So our show was the Oz Music Show because they play all the hits during the drive and breakfast slot. But then during the night, I don't know if you ever listen to radio at night
Oh,
time.
so that they can hit the quota.
Yes, all
that's-
night they play Australian music to hit the quota.
But they're creating their own quota.
No, it's a rule.
How is it a law? It's
It's-
not. There's no fucking way that there's a legitimate Australian law saying you have to play this.
It's enforced by so they have to pay royalties to like the ARIA. There's like a association on which so you have to pay royalty. The radio station have to pay this company royalties to even play the songs.
Yeah.
And then that gets distributed amongst all the record labels. By the way, this is my understanding of it because
Yeah.
I worked there for a couple of years and I vaguely talked to the music director once.
Yeah, right.
And
APRA?
APRA, yes. So APRA have laws, which is APRA's, I think, probably
in order for them to play the music, you have to.
APRA
do
license all Australian music. I think it's also run by the government. It's just a thing to support the Australian industry. It is a law.
Yeah, right. It's
It's
good, but why would you only play like 3 artists in rotation? I mean, I guess Triple J. is
Triple
like,
J make
I'm gonna.
they play even more Australian music
Yeah,
because
that's
it is
why they're
government.
good.
No, but that they illegally have to play even more than the FM stations because it's run by the government.
Yeah, right.
And the government's like, we are funding this station to build up the Australian economy.
Yeah, okay.
Because,
right.
like, you know, the more they play fucking, I don't know, the June Rats or Spacey Jane. Are they Australian, Spacey Jane? Yeah. The more tickets
yeah,
they sell at Splinter in the Grass or whatever.
right. The yeah, more
You know what I mean?
that
To-
helps the economy. Yeah.
The laws exist, in my understanding, so we have an Australian music industry. Otherwise, we would just be listening to American stuff.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense.
If radio stations didn't play anything and weren't forced to play it, no one would be able to have a career here in music.
No, that's the thing. Like, I like that. I think that's
Yeah.
good. But the thing that like Fox and stuff are doing is like they play the same 3 artists
Because of the
on
A-list
repeat.
rotation.
Yeah, but why can't they play more Australian artists like Triple J? Like Triple J gives like opportunities to artists who aren't known, but they're like still Australian, but they're not as known. They're like, okay, let's give these like people opportunities so that
Because it's like
they can hear the music.
they just play the most popular songs in the world. And the
Yeah.
most popular song in the world is like Ed Sheeran.
Yeah.
Anyway, we've been talking about mainstream radio for a long time.
My brain.
What are we talking about? Oh, yeah, the most overplayed songs. Well, yeah, that is why I think the answer is why a lot of these people are saying some of these songs. But what I like is the ones that you can't avoid when you're out. Like all the people, like every time I leave the house to go to a bar, I swear I hear Sweet Caroline, which
Yes,
is true.
That's true.
The amount of times when you're just drunk in a venue, you always find yourself in that venue. You're like, how did we get in here? And you're just going, da, da, da. You're like, all right, time to leave.
It's time to find a new place or go home.
I'll be honest, this one, there's some that are not overplayed. I'm sorry. Paralyzed by Big Time Rush might just be a you thing.
That's a you thing.
Like a-
Shit like that, that's you. That's a you thing. Should
Yeah.
we be getting rid of songs on this
Yeah,
playlist?
but Dancing Queen, Absolutely.
100%.
Overplayed. Should be in there.
Yeah.
Great track, though. What I didn't appreciate from Alyssa, Queen is overplayed and overhyped.
You're a listener of ours?
Yeah.
Do you want to be here?
Take it back.
I would, yep. I agree with Luke on this one. Take it back.
So during the week, we're going to do a cull of this playlist.
We're going to do a cull. It's because it's over. It's almost at 11 hours as well. So, it needs a bit of a trim.
What is the problem with this is it's going to be the it's almost like we've made this playlist so you know how to avoid it. Like, because no one will want to listen to this playlist.
Yeah.
Because it's the most overplayed songs of all time. Like, you listen and you're like, yep, heard it.
Yeah.
So it's a redundant playlist.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I get it's good to just, I guess, put it all in one space. So you're like,
these are the things not to avoid, but these are overplayed.
Maybe hit not interested at the top on
or
Spotify.
Maybe if you're like, I really feel like having a shit day.
Yeah.
And you just put them on, you're like, oh.
Or I just really want to feel like what it's like to be like a normie soccer mum.
Yeah.
Listening to FM radio of the last 30 years.
But I don't want to listen to FM radio. Then you can listen to this.
Because I just know I'm going to go through it and some weirdos.
There are some slappers and then there are some that I'm like, oh my God.
There's just some incel that's put like German thrash metal in there. And he's like, what? I listen to this all the time. And it's like, all right, man, that's not what we're going for. We're more going for the Trolls soundtrack.
Yeah.
I've got to go do my little TED talk. We'll update on that next week, I'm sure.
We got to update that.
We haven't actually talked about it in the main episode. We talked about it on the Patreon episode, I think.
Yes.
But just to summarize, we have to get to the venue earlier today because there's a university class coming in to watch me do sound check, which all that consists of, if you don't know,
Hold on a second. The university class, the high school class, is it?
It's university.
Oh,
it's a sound production class.
Yeah, yep. So it's not drama or a comedy class or anything. It is
nothing performance based.
Sound production, which we don't do because we have sound technicians at each venue.
Yeah. And this is what my sound test consists of. Is it on? Is it on? All right, come. This is how I talk during the show. Come. Reese, can you hear me? All right, is there fold back on? And they're all right, we got it. Sweet. Would you like me to test the side stage one? And they're always just like, sure, if you want, okay. And I go,
then you do the same.
Come. And then they go,
we can hear you.
Literally.
You're
And then the
good.
sound techs are like, oh my God, this is going to be a fucking long night. And then but tonight there'll be 17 sound production students watching me go, come.
And then a Q&A after.
Yeah, and then they want to do a Q&A, and my plan is, because Reese hates public speaking, I'm just going to like divert every question onto Reese just to see what he says. Because I'm going to just stand there and be like, I just mainly just talk about my cock. But Reese does more of the production stuff. So, Reese, tell them more about that. Did you ever go to uni?
Yeah, but I did like media. I didn't do like any like sound.
That's okay,
Yeah.
because it doesn't make any sense as to why the sound production team is there anyway.
Okay. So that's going to be interesting. We'll update you on how that goes, but we do have to leave soon.
Yes, we do have to leave. So we will end it there. Turn up this weekend. And I can't wait to come back a fixed woman after I have some green juices. All right.
Meg needs fuel.
Meg needs fuel.
Also, get your tickets. The show's coming up. Sydney, the final shows are on sale. We're not adding any more. Wagga next month. Traralgon this weekend. Couple more Vic shows on Melbourne. Still some more shows to go, early August. And then Queensland, dude, some of them are sold out. Brisbane's like pretty much gone.
Yes.
So I haven't even promoted it that much.
Get in
So
quick
get your
for
tickets.
those.
And Gold Coast as well, going quick. And Townsville.
Yes.
Get on it.
Townsville.
That's going to be the biggest show of the tour.
Yeah,
it's
that's
seeming.
going to be massive.
So,
all right, I'm going to end on a big stretch as well.
and WA, Northern Territory. Oh my God, if you live in Alice Springs, holy shit, please come. Why am I doing a show in the desert? Who agreed to this? Me. Fuck. Anyway, goodbye. LukeKidgel.com.